Hey guys, this is our cube project, and we're gonna continue on, and we will be using the assembly to complete our 5 pieces and put it into one cube, and be able to create a piece here. And when they are assembled together, they should move together as a whole piece, not as an individual pieces on their own. So if we rotate it, so we're gonna start by clicking on the menu bar and choosing the new and standard assembly. And from here, we're gonna be placing our center piece here. Usually there should be one center piece that goes into the middle, and I'm gonna click on it, select it, and left click on it. And once the piece is selected, we could put multiple pieces, but we simply want one single piece. So we just want a hit escape to get out of it, placing just one single piece there. And afterward, what we need to do is we're going to ground this piece. So we're going to right click on our piece and select ground. And as a result, what grounding does is that this piece is not able to move on its own. And if I take off the grounding, it has the free rotation movement on it. So once again, we're going to ground it. And we're going to go ahead and select another piece here. For my second piece, it will be our yellow. And I'm going to left click on it to place it in our board. And click once again, click on escape to just put a single piece there. Okay, so I'm gonna move it first to where the proper location it should be attaching to the black, and we're gonna free rotate it, arrange the piece so that it kind of fits into where it should belong. So we're gonna move it around, rotate it so that it's kind of near the position where they should be fitting into it. Okay, so as you can see, that the yellow will be attaching to black there, and we're gonna be using 3 constraints here. You need at least 3 constraints to keep the 2 pieces stuck together. So we could use a constraint of flush, 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 2 flush and a mate, 1 flush and 2 mate, or 3 mates. Okay. So these are different types of constraints that we could use in the assembly file. So it's under constraint, and here are our mate and flush. What a mate does is that it combines the 2 faces, literally sticking them together. While flush, they make the 2 faces even to each other. So we're gonna mate the black, and it's gonna literally attach to that yellow face there. So we're gonna mate it, putting those 2 surfaces together. Okay, and you can see that the bottom part there is not even, and we're gonna always click apply to accept our constraint. So what we could do is that we could use the flush constraint there to even out the yellow and the black. So by putting a flush there, we are making the yellow and black evenly spaced out. Alright, so far we have 2 constraints, mate and a flush on the black and the yellow piece. So if I'm able to move the yellow in the direction that the constraint has not been applied. But if I try to move it vertically, as you can see, that it's not able to move. So here's a better view of the situation. So horizontally, it's able to move because there's no constraint there. And so there's no limitation that it could move horizontally back and forth. But in vertical direction, it's not able to move. So I'm going to constrain the horizontal by mating the yellow surface there. And I'm going to tell it to attach that yellow part directly to the black surface there. And so hit apply. And now what we have applied two mate and a flush, so you have three constraints on it, which will prevent the yellow piece from moving on its own. Okay, now it's both horizontally and vertically in all direction that it's non-movable. And once we take off the grounding on the black, we see that the yellow and the black will move together. So we're gonna set the grounding again on the black, and we're gonna continue on until we are able to place all the rest of the figures here. So I'm gonna continue to work on the our green piece here until we are able to uh, use different types of constraint. We could use flush, we could use mate, and we're gonna mate the faces. And at first, you might think that it doesn't really belong there, but once all the three constraints are put onto place, we can see that they should all line up, and the edges should be exactly at the right place there. Okay, and so we're gonna always choose and make sure that you guys click on escape to get out of the placement of the pieces, and use the free rotation tool there at the top to just simply orient your figure properly. And so, and if in order to rotate your screen there, what you want to do is you want to right click on the cube there, and just rotate, move your mouse around to be able to rotate your figure. And if you want to add additional constraint, if your pieces needs additional constraint when you know that it's able to move on its own. So if you apply the correct constraint, the piece by itself should not move at all. So we made it the blue piece, and we use flush to even it out. And and the last piece is our brown piece that goes on top. So we place it once again, right click to place, and then hit escape. Make sure you guys, left click to place, and escape to make sure that you guys put only one single piece of it onto it. So anytime you apply a correct constraint, you should be able to hear that clicking sound on your computer, indicating that you are mating those two surfaces and that it's okay to do those. Okay, and if those constraints are not applicable, they will give you some sort of error message of it. Okay, so there's our last constraint, and as you can see, all the pieces fit together, and that if you take off the grounding, they should all move together as one piece. Alright, so here's our assembly, guys. Hopefully you can use your key